What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, man, one thing about me, personal thing about me is I have a great relationship with my pops, right? My mom passed away. My pops is still living. And I have a great relationship with my pops, right? Love the wisdom and the conversation that me and him have. You know what I mean? Real close. But one thing that I never got a chance to have is, like, I don't have a granddad, a grandparent. Like, I have a grandma, but I don't have a granddad on either side. Never really had a chance. They all died when I was either a baby or before I was born. You know, so I never had that bond relationship with a grandparent that had those stories that were even more way back than the stories that my pops can tell me. You know what I'm saying? I never got to hear those way back in the day type stories and how things were and what they experienced and how life was back then, you know? So I happened to come across this video right here, which is an old man's advice. Now, I have no idea what he's about to talk about, right? But just, you know, to sit down and hear and listen, I could do that all day. You know what I mean? When they be dropping them gems and knowledge, bro, I can sit down and listen to an older person speak all day, especially if they telling stories or how things was, or maybe war stories, or just life in general compared today compared to back then. I'm sitting there, and don't let us get a few beers, bro. I'm in heaven. So this dude got a video that I happened to come across called "A Old Man's Advice," and I'm here for it. Let's check it out.
Good morning. I made a video not too long ago called "An Old Man's Advice." Wow. Looking at me, it looks like I need to trim my beard a little bit. But I received several requests to continue on with that, and so I've decided to share a little bit about myself and my life and my hardships and my successes with you. You know, this world today is tough. It's tough for young people. It's tough for people that for years have had jobs and security and made good money and been able to take care of their families. And some time ago, as you know, jobs were shipped overseas to improve the bottom line of big companies. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself. I quit school when I was in the 10th grade. My mother and father left me standing on a street corner. And so it was up to me to make it. And I had a job working at a Shell filling station. And I went to the owner and I told him my situation. And I was making $1 an hour, and I asked him if I could work more hours.
$1 an hour. Now, we also have to take into consideration what at those times what $1 was in value. All right. But still, just hearing that alone, $1, how far it took you.
And so I began working 90 hours a week.
Whew.
And during that time, as I've said before, my home was the back of an old car. And I worked my 90 hours a week. And I took my baths in a filling station restroom. And I washed my clothes, my private clothes, in the sink. And once in a while, when I was really hungry, I would go to the grocery store and snitch an apple or an orange. Now, this was in the 50s. Things were a lot different than they are now. And I'm convinced that the owner of the grocery store knew what I was doing because it was about a half a block away from where I worked, and he knew me. Now, I've said before that good things nor bad things last forever. And that's true. And I began to learn different things. I knew in my soul that if I had nothing to offer, I was as far as I was going to go. Now,
See, bro, you're not gonna get stories no realer, more genuine than these right here. These type of stories. That's why I told y'all in the beginning, I live for this, bro, because you can tell how genuinely real it was for him. You talking about a person who had to steal to survive. You talking about a person who was homeless. Parents left him standing on a street corner. You talking about a person that had to figure life out. And that doesn't necessarily mean he figured it out. But the cards were dealt and he made a hand, trying to make a hand out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of people go through that, and people are still going through that today. You know what I'm saying? So we all out here trying to figure out this rat race. And it sounds like, to me, bro, it did a number on them.
unemployment at that time was very high. On the other hand, in the 50s, you could go into a corporation and ask for a job and get it. And after I'd worked 90 hours a week for a long time, I went into the service. I was 17. In the service, I taught myself to read and write. The first book I picked up was a book written by Louis L'Amour and had 196 pages in it. I'll never forget it. It was a cowboy story, a western. And there were words in there that I didn't know, I didn't understand. I had no idea what they were. So I got a dictionary from the service library. And as I would read, if there was a word that I didn't understand, I would look it up. And I will tell you now, it took me almost 3 weeks to read 196 pages. But I read. And I continued to read. And in several months, I was reading 2 and 3 books at a time. And I knew where I was in every single one of them. So that's what you can do. A person's mind is incredible. Your mind is as incredible. As a young person, regardless of what's happening in the world today, you have opportunity. And don't you believe for one single minute what they say in the media.
See, this that type of motivation we need, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need motivation from all different generations, bro. And I'm a sole believer in that. It's motivations from your brother that you can't get from nobody else. It's motivation from your spouse that you can't get from nobody else. It's motivation from your parents that you can't get from nobody else. It's certain types of motivation you can get from a grandparent that you can't get from anybody else, bro. You know what I mean? It's certain motivations from certain type of people that you can't get from others. So when he looks you eye to eye, square in the eye, looks into that camera lens and tells you, it's a different type of motivation. with the background that he has. Because you look at after hearing his story, and you may say to yourself, wow, if he can make it through that, then what am I tripping for? What could I possibly gripe about? You know what I'm saying? What could I possibly be so scared of?
Because if you aren't getting ahead and you need to get ahead, position yourself to learn. Go to the library and learn. You are the backbone of this world. Young people, without you, this world is nothing. Nothing. You are the backbone of this world. You are the future leaders of this world. You are the ones that see the greed of the people that are running it now. You're the ones that see the waste of the people that are running it now. We need you. We need your minds. We need your hearts. We need your lives. We need your loves. We need you to care. And I know that you do care. Oh, I see young people stepping on a flag and throwing rocks and rioting. That's frustration. Frustration. It's frustration with the establishment, and I understand it. But that's not you. Don't let that be you. Rise above it. You're better than that. Rise above it. Anyway, I got kind of off track there. But anyway, as I went on and I got up.
That's that good off track, bro. That's why I say I could sit there and listen to him, because the stories go, man. If you got a grandparent, bro, call them, check on them, love on them, cherish them, man.
Out of the service, I had begun to write. And educate myself. I got a little bit of college. And I continued on through my life with that. And you can do the same thing. You don't have to have a doctorate or a PhD or a master's degree. What you have to have is determination. You have to have an inner will to get things done.
Did he just reinvent the wheel? What he just said? No, did he? The same thing and the same things that he used and applied to his life, you can still use and apply for your life today. And he didn't tell you to reinvent the wheel. So you ain't have to have no crazy degree, doctorate, all that type of stuff. If you have them, that's great. If you want them, that's even better. But if you don't have them, that's not the end all be all. If you got that determination, that fire burning inside you to be great, oh, you can move mountains, bro. You can straight up move mountains.
You have to have an inner will to get things done. You have to have a desire, and I know the desire is there. Because as I said before, without your brains, without your ambition, without your drive, this world will be nothing. Nothing, because old people like me die off. I have been successful, not tremendously successful, but I have a decent retirement. I live with my lovely wife in Arizona. I've had financial problems. Everyone has those. But you can't stop. You can't quit. You can't say, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. You're not. You're a wonderful, strong, intelligent youngster. Take advantage of that. Trust in God. Trust in yourself. And step forward. Put one foot in front of another. Let me give you an example. I've had a couple of businesses. They weren't tremendously successful, but they were successful.
Remember, it's coming from a dude. Now, that's so much motivation for me right there, for him to say I had a couple of businesses from a guy who was living in the back of a car, washing his clothes in a sink somewhere and stealing food to feed himself. And now he's going on to say I had a few businesses. Like, if that ain't motivating to you, check your pulse. I swear, check your pulse.
And to say successful, but they were successful. I've written books. I have presently probably...
I'm sorry, y'all. I know that clap was loud. My bad. I got excited. I got hype. I got excited. It's a dude that couldn't read. Had to teach himself to read. Has written a book. My bad, y'all. I got excited.
I've written books. I have presently probably 13 or 14 books in a publication. My latest is Copper Penny. It's in paperback on Amazon. Look it up. So you can do it. I did it. You can do it. I'm 76, and to my last breath, I will encourage young people because I love them. I will encourage young people because I know they are the future. You are the ones that must save the oceans. You are the ones that must save the air, because those that are in power, the bottom line, unfortunately for many, many of those in power all over the world, is wealth and power over others. So I'm going to close this now, but I just wanted you to know that people like me, old soldiers, old people, we understand. And as old as I am, I would pick up my cane and defend you to my last breath because I love you. So I'm going to stop now, but just remember, never quit. Never quit.
Man, you can't get better motivation than that. You going through something and you feeling like life is just beating you and beating you down, bro. Motivation like that can get you through it. It can help you get to the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? This dude here, man, I mean, he been through a lot, and still loves to motivate people because he know, I guarantee you he wished coming up that he had that type of support. Normally people who didn't have support, who wish they had support, end up being that beacon of light for others because they wish they had it. I'm telling you, man, it's not the end for y'all. And I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to ones that's going through it right now and think it's the end. You can't see right now because you're in the thick of it. So it don't feel like it's no way out. It don't feel like you can make it through to the other side of what you're going through right now. You in the middle of the storm right now. But you're gonna get through it, bro. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it, man. Just don't quit and give up. Because you never know how close you are to that breakthrough, bro. You could be right there at it and you decide to quit and you didn't know that you was right there. Like, you could smell it. That's how close it is to you. You know what I'm saying? Told y'all, man, I could listen to this dude talk all day. I can listen to him talk all day. I don't have grandparents. I don't have a granddad, either side, to give me those stories. Talk to me like that. Tell me how it was back then. And if you do, man, cherish them. Cherish them. My grandma, though, I call her. She'll tell you. We have talks. I cherish her. Man, so hopefully this was motivating to y'all. Hope this reaches somebody, man. I don't know how I came across the video, but I did, and I'm glad I did, because this video here was everything. Y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought of this. If it helped you out, I'm glad. It's your boy L. To the next reaction of my piece. Y'all stay solid. Ayy.